Hello, here we are again for another edition of Evan's exciting movie reviews. And what movie are we reviewing today, Evan?
Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
So what did you think about this movie?
Awesome. Best movie I've ever seen.
Really? The best movie you've ever seen?
Yeah.
Wow. How can any other movie live up to that? Alright, well tell everybody what this movie's about.
It's about a dude, and it turns out he's the son of a god. And
what do they call a son of a god when he's half human and half god?
Something begins with a D.
Demigod?
Demigod, yeah.
Kind of like Hercules, Achilles. So then he finds out that he is the son of who?
Poseidon.
Right, and then what ends up happening through the course of the movie? What is he trying to do?
He's trying to get his mother back by finding these pearls, and when you crush them, you can you just visualize where you want to go, and then it will take you there.
So who is it that has his mom?
Huh?
Who has his mom? Who's he trying to get his mom from?
Hades.
And where's Hades exactly?
In the underworld.
In the underworld.
Hell.
Now the actor that plays Hades is Steve Coogan. Some people might remember him from Hamlet too. He is kind of funny in this movie. This kid, I know he's been in a few television shows, but this looks like this is really going to make something. It's definitely going to make him a star. So, would you think this is the kind of movie that not only kids would enjoy, but parents would enjoy as well?
Well, you seem to enjoy it, so yes.
Oh yeah, well of course, if I enjoyed it, it must be good, right? But what was it about the movie? You said it a couple times, the movie was a little intense for you. What parts were you kind of, like, overwhelmed by?
What was that one monster called?
Medusa?
No, not the Medusa thing. Like
the Minotaur?
Yeah, the Minotaur. It kept running, it was like this giant thing.
Yeah, it almost looked like it didn't have a head when it was running, right? Yeah, because at first we didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as the story progresses, we start learning that this kid, is being protected like most of his life. We find out that one of his friends is a certain character who's been protecting him, and it happens to be the guy from Tropic Thunder. Catherine Keener plays his mom. Pierce Brosnan also plays a teacher from a school that he goes to who just happens to be somebody else in disguise. And then he ends up
going... Are you talking about the substitute?
No, not the substitute teacher. She ended up being a bad person. She was what they called the Fury. She was trying to come back.
Oh, yeah, that was the substitute.
Right, but I'm talking about Pierce Brosnan. He was the teacher that was in a wheelchair. That was somebody that was protecting him, remember?
Yeah.
And he ended up being a completely different character, but we don't want to spoil it by telling everybody what he actually is. But the whole point of the movie basically is that Zeus's lightning bolt, which is like one of his most powerful tools, so to speak, powers, is missing. And he just makes the assumption that it has to be Percy who's taken it, and he's giving Poseidon a deadline of 14 days.
He can't tell who it was who stole it.
He can't talk to it, right, and he doesn't know who stole it. He knows his son didn't steal it, but he's giving Poseidon basically a deadline to turn this lightning bolt, and otherwise there's going to be a war between the gods, which basically will be a war on Earth between, that will just cause major devastation. Right?
Yeah.
And for those Scottish people, I think you're going to be really happy about the actor that plays Poseidon. I believe his name's Kevin McKidd, if I'm getting that right. He was also in Dog Soldiers. And I know somebody's favorite movie, Maid of Honor. Some people will remember that movie that portrays the Scottish people in such a positive light. But at any rate, we definitely think you should check this movie out. I know now, since seeing the movie, you definitely might be interested in reading the books, right? I know they're calling this like the next Harry Potter. I don't know if I would definitely call it that. But for anybody who's a big fan of Greek mythology, which I am, it did have a lot of references that made you think of the Clash of the Titans movie. And Uma Thurman plays Medusa. I think she does a pretty good part in that. There's a lot more people in here than I expected as far as actors go. And it's definitely something worth checking out. Right?
Yeah.
So how would we rate this? Would we rate this?
Full price.
Full price? Definitely, right? Definitely check it out. Don't wait. I think it'd definitely be a DVD worthy of your collection and when it comes out, right?
When it comes out, I am so going to buy it.
You're so going to buy it, right? I know you want to see it again already, right?
Yeah.
So we went for our birthdays. Evan's birthday's actually February 29th. Mine's February 28th. And of course, this is a leap year, but we always celebrate our birthdays together in one way or another.
I'm only 2.5.
You're only 2.5? That's hard to believe. And normally you would have been 10 years old, but you're only 2.5, right? Okay, we won't tell everybody how old I am. So anyways, we want to tell everybody thanks for joining us for another edition of Evan's exciting movie reviews.
And if you go see it, thanks for seeing it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not getting anything for seeing this either. I mean, we're not plugging this for anybody. We're not earning any money, but
no.
we definitely want people to check this one out, because out of the movies that have been coming out of Hollywood recently, this is definitely one of the best ones, and the special effects are really awesome.
We just want you to have a good time.
Yeah, have a good time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next time we'll see you at the movies, and this is another edition of Evan's Exciting Movie Reviews for the Weekenders podcast and for Spill.com. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back again some other time. Bye-bye.
Watch it!